Well, hi everybody. Hi. Oh, Janice, you're snuggled in for a story. Well, we're gonna do a little something. I could probably pull out a story for a little bit, but we're also gonna do another little bit of something tonight too, because it's Tag Your It, and guess who can't get to? I love this. She's snuggled in. Gloria's here, and Angie's here. I have a story over there I can pull out. A short one. But guess who can't get to the store because she can't drive to get gift tags and wrapping presents today? No gift tags. So I decided Tag Your It. You're going to get to see a little bit of what I do in a random way when I don't have something and I make do. And I put in the description to grab your crayons or coloring, but we'll do this and then I'll go grab a story too while we're doing this and have something to add to it. I think I have a stack over there. Maybe Jillian. Oh, just a sec. Let me grab Jillian. Yes. Okay, I'm back. See, Jillian Jigs will go with this because Jillian is the kind of person who fits with this. So I think I'll read Jillian Jigs first, and then we can get inspiration from Jillian. And we also will get inspiration from the things from last night. I'll show those later. And then we're going to I'll show you how I make some gift tags, and you guys can do too. If you have any crayons or little pieces of paper, I have some pieces of paper that I have pre-punched, and yay! You'll like Jillian Jigs. She's something else. She's kind of the epitome of my youngest daughter. Well, kind of both daughters, but really my youngest daughter was much more like this, like Jillian Jigs. But Marker's ready too. Good. Oh, yes. All right. So let's go to the book. Oops, it's going to play music. Good. And I can still read Jillian Jigs. Yay. See if you guys can see this. Why is I have a window in the way here. I can't see. There we go. So I'm going to read Jillian to you guys. And I thought I had, there we go. There. So Jillian Jigs is written and illustrated by Phoebe Gilman. It's a book I got, like it's coming apart. You can see I've had it for so long. It was published in 1985. All right. So my oldest daughter, was born in 1984. And Bryn, my youngest, was born in 1988. So I had this book for Annalena. I'm sure I had it for the classroom. But Jillian, oh, my camera is crooked. There we go. Well, what the heck. Just tilt your head if it seems crooked, you guys. Oh, red. All right. Lots of paint. Yeah. Angie, that was lots of paint. That was very cool to see you have that. We needed that. Had that first layer on there, and then you had that other cup. I was like, oh my gosh, if my husband had walked in about that time, he would have been like going, what? It was great. And then you saved your drink, which was the most important thing, girl. Yes. All right. Jillian Jigs. When you see this, I'll try to turn the pages slowly enough that you can see the colors, the patterns, all the things that Phoebe puts in this. And all the border part all around up here. There we go. Oops. Grandpa's bells are in the way. Let's see if I can do this just a little bit more. And yay. And then see if I can zoom out to the whole. Ah, yes. See, I figured this out last night. And I will close myself off so I'm not in your way. There I go. Yay. Jillian Jiggs, to all mothers, especially mine. Let me see where I close that. Let me do one little thing here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to make myself a little circle, a little tiny circle, and make it smaller. And then I'll put it up here in the corner. Yay. Okay, now you can see the book. This has always cracked up the kids when I've read this book, because naked children, naked behind always gets them. A long time ago, when she was quite small, Jillian Jiggs wore nothing at all. Those were the days, her mother would sigh, as she looked around the room and started to cry. For Jillian Jiggs liked to dress up and play, and this made a mess in her room every day. Look. Jillian Jiggs, it looks like your room has been lived in by pigs. Later, I promise, as soon as I'm through, I'll clean up my room. I promise, I do. Now, Jillian meant every word that she said, but later the promise flew right out of her head. When Rachel and Peter started to shout, Jillian just had to go out. Oh, look at the boxes. Yippee, hooray. It's hard to believe someone threw these away. I'm mad about boxes. Boxes are fun. No one will guess what we are when we're done. No one would guess. But a mother would know. A mother could tell by the tip of a toe. Jillian Jiggs, it looks like your room has been lived in by pigs. Later, I promise. As soon as I'm through, I'll clean up my room. I promise I do. We'll help, Mrs. Jiggs. We'll do it. Don't worry. We'll all work together. We'll clean in a hurry. They started to clean up her room. It is true. They started to clean, but before they were through, Jillian thought up a game that was new. They had to stop cleaning. What else could they do? Let's dress up as pirates. Tie sails to the bed. Heave ho, you landlubbers. Full speed ahead. They dressed up as dragons. They dressed up as trees. They dressed up as bad guys who never say please. They dressed up as chickens, cooped up and caged. They turned into monsters who hollered and raged. They cackled like witches. They stirred and they boiled. They were royalty, pampered and spoiled. They tiptoed and twirled like little light fairies. They made themselves wings and flew like canaries. Whenever they thought that it was they were through, she'd change all their costumes and start something new. Then Jillian's mother came in with her mop, took one look around, and fainted. Kerplop. Jillian Jiggs, it looks like your room has been lived in by pigs. Later, I promise, as soon as I'm... Start cleaning this minute, this second, not later. I want this room tidy. I want this room straighter. You'd better go now, Rachel and Peter. See you tomorrow when everything's neater. And that's Jillian Jiggs. I'm going to switch myself to a tall thing here. From a circle to tall. Move myself down over here. Look at we do that. There we go. Oh, I'll move myself over here. Yeah. Then I'll remember to look at the camera maybe. Okay, so Jillian had all kinds of wonderful stuff. This is the doesn't she have all just wonderful fun things? And so those kind of books are the kind of things that I would read with kids and give them pieces of paper. And let's see if I can get this all. There we go. And then they would just go with it and just draw and do things. But it's always so much fun to get inspiration from books. So for gift tags today, Bob decided it was the day to wrap all the presents and everything like that. And I am not up to quite driving. I have a 6-speed turbo Mini Cooper. Yeah, I like my little car, but it's a stick shift. And my left knee is not yet ready to do clutch work. So I couldn't go to the store, which is still a 20-minute drive down the road when I live out here in the country, the closest place that might have had tags. And then they'd be just, and the closest Dollar Tree is a half an hour. And, no guaranteed, but I have tons of paper. I have paper that Canon sends me. When I order paper, they always send me 4x6 size of card, like that size that I don't ever use for printing paper. And then I also have some of these that are sample sizes, and it's a little heavier printing paper, and I just don't usually print on that kind of small stuff, so I thought this would be great. So I took a single sheet, cut it in half. Oh, here, I can show you like this. There. And then put a hole in the corner. I didn't have a hole punch, so Bob found my 3-hole punch, and we just used that. And it's time to do gift tags. Cardstock, yeah, cardstock, anything. Cardboard works. It makes it kind of fun if you get that corrugated cardboard. Cardboard, and you pull it apart. And then you have the corrugated side on one side and the other thing, and you can do some fun things. And what I've been using today, I've been using these guys. I don't know if you, oops, that's upside down. These are the Arteza 40 Bright Colors, Quick Drying, Low Odor Ink, Water-Based acrylic markers, okay? So when Arteza has their sale, I tend to go on and buy this stuff for grandkids and things. It has a lot of cool colors. I had forgotten, Layla and I were using them, and that they all need to be primed. So they have nibs that come with them. You can add new ones if you need it, but they have to be primed on a piece of paper, pumped. And poor Lachlan, because we had him shaking them these like forever. He thought it was fun. 4-year-old thought it was fun to get to shake them all. So we're going to make tags. So if you have paper and you can think of gift tags that you need to do, let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Hone in on my gift tag here. And one of the things that I find the easiest, because I am, a photographer. I am not exactly a drawing artist. I have 3 older sisters who are really good. Carolyn can take a piece of fabric and make anything. She sews like you can't believe. She does beautiful stuff. Patty can turn a piece of furniture and paint on it and do things like that. Sarah quilts and she can paint too. I tried those classes. Didn't always do so well. So I'm gonna start with I'm just gonna start with a Christmas tree. I hope you guys are drawing too. I'm gonna put on some music. Pull my music on. Is it gonna play? Add to the scene. Oh, it's down low. That's why. Turn it and turn that back up. I'll probably have to remember to turn this back on if it doesn't play. So I just start doing stuff. Christmas trees are the easiest thing. I always kind of start with the easy thing. And I think this one's going to be an outdoor scene. There. Can you hear me now? Okay. I just switched something. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Figured out how to type that in. I didn't know. I switched something. I don't know. I can always turn this up. Yay! Yay! Playthrough good. Somewhat. Okay, I'll turn that down. Better. Good. Okay, so that's one little guy. So I'm going to grab another one. And this one, you know how last night in Jan Brett's books, she had these borders around the edge, and she did different things with them. I was wondering what it would be like to try to do something like that, a bordered edge on one of these. So I'm going to grab a kind of a gold. I think this is gold. It's a piece of paper here. That's kind of brown. That's not gold. Where's the gold? There's the gold. So, kind of, I think, I'm going to try this little, make little lines like this. This is my edge. Are you guys drawing? Somebody tell me what they're drawing. Are they doing? An idea. What would be pretty? Yes. Better made with love. You bet. These are, it's just, you know, and the thing about that, they don't have to be perfect, because my grandma always said, you'll love this. Man on a galloping horse isn't going to know the difference. Who more defines a galloping horse but a child at Christmas morning? Huh? They have no thought but coming down and seeing their name on something. So I figure it's not a big deal. There we go. That doesn't quite. Then I'm going to do. These are somewhat little squares. Oh, I could do that. Are you guys familiar with the art rose mauling? If you're Scandinavian, you are. We have a trunk upstairs that my mom had made for her to match some things, and that is very similar to the artwork that is around Jan's book here, this rose mauling type painting that they do. It's always has such cool swirls. Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All those flowers have 6 rather than 5. And look at this heart flower. That might be a cool, fun thing to do. I'll put that on the edge if anybody wants to try that. And so I could go out here too, couldn't I? Oops. Oh well. Okay. See, one of the things I learned when I was teaching, and I would do stuff like this, and I would, at first, I was kind of reluctant, thinking like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I found that if I was not perfect, then the kids were far more likely to jump in and try, because it meant that they were going to be successful no matter what. And it didn't really matter. So you could do things like this. And I'm going to have that go over there. See what I get here. See if I do. Can do little patterns. Around the edge. Oh, I missed one. No, I didn't. There it is. I will miss things. There, there, there. And then I might do the same on the other side. And then this one, I think I might just do like this. Make my corners, change that up a little bit, like that, and like that. Yeah. So then I have a spot for their name, for somebody's name in the center, and I can always just do like little swirls, like Angie does with her, in her paint, her little squirrely squirrels. Squirrely squirrels? Are we calling them, what do you call them, Angie? Okay, I'm calling mine squirrely squirrels because they are kind of squirrely. There we go. That's enough. There's that one. That turned out all right. I'm going to try one of these flowers, okay? Because I think that would be kind of cool. Okay. Yeah. They're like a circle. One of them starts with one circle. And then it's, oh, what if I try? What if I try this first? Two, three, oops, 4, 5, 6. Not exactly. Oh, I forgot the center thing. Oh, well. There, I'll put it in there. That'll work. It'll work, won't it? All right. Blue. Blue. Obviously, you know, when Jan spends an hour per square inch, not what I'm doing, because I'm making gift tags that are going to be torn off like crazy by grandkids and daughters, and yeah. The wild rookus, my granddaughter Rook, she's 3. Various nicknames include the Rookinator, the wild rookus, Rook, the Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl. Oh, anything else that has to do with destruction and wildness, that's Rook. She's also the one that paints before breakfast. She's Jillian Jiggs in so many ways. So many ways. Her mama was too. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to take a green and just do, they had, like that. And it's kind of cute. I don't know if it's a Christmas one, but I could embellish that more and do, that's an idea for one. What does it need? Oh. Maybe it needs to be coming out of a hill. That one would be a good one at sometime. Whose birthday's next? Carolyn's. My sister Carolyn. April. That's totally her color, blue. So that would be kind of funny. That would be fun. Save that one for Carolyn. Okay. Got one more that I want to do. And this one is a lot of fun. I always loved making boxes as a kid. You know, it was the one thing I could figure out how to do to make them look like a real box. And of course now I can't do it. And then have another one right here. Okay, right there. And maybe one sitting over here. And these are going to have ribbons on them. Kind of like that. And how do you guys have under a tree skirt? Here, I'm going to move that up. A tree skirt under your tree? We do. All of us have kind of various. All my sisters have variations on it. We had these really cool. Some of them. One of them was fringed. That was red, and it had this white snowflakes on it that Mom had. Another one was a Scandinavian one that had all the little the Nissen all around it and the thing. So we had always used to having a tree skirt under the tree, and that should tell you that there's going to be a tree over here. Yes, I'm going to put a tree here. So I'm going to put my tree skirt here, and I'm going to do the one that had all the red snowflakes on it when I was growing up. And have it over here. And then I'll let it dry a little bit because this stuff needs to dry just a bit. But I need to do a package or two. Colored. Here's an orange package. And a green one. Oh, that's a kind of a green color. Orange, green, and let's see, pink. Pink, purple, kind of purple pink. Okay, that needs a bow on it or a ribbon. And this one needs, oops, that one needs a ribbon there. Okay, almost there. Now we need a tree. This is a kind of fun one because the tree is just going to come from the side. It's a tree that the I've got the package underneath the tree. Gonna have the little thing that the tree sits in over here. Oh, there's some more colors, green. And then the tree needs some tinsel. I don't know about you guys, but did you guys ever have to do You're following what I'm doing? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, Janice, that's I'm sure it's I wish I could show you guys this. I love those borders. The two swirls, the heart with the two swirls. I know that would be really fun to do. I'm going to put some tinsel on. Oops, my tree's not quite dry enough for tinsel yet, but my rug is dry enough for the snowflakes. and for the fringe. Oh, look at that. It got the fringe by just melting it off the... I like that. These are kind of fun to do. So, yeah, my dad used to have us hang tinsel. It was like strand by, or well, we didn't do too much. We would put it up. He really wasn't that big on us making it be all perfect, but it was really wonderful. My husband doesn't like to put tinsel up because it was his family that they had to put it up strand by strand perfectly, and it was just like a nightmare, he said. Oh, I think my mom by the time was like done with it being perfect. Oh, come on. There, I got one that needs to be primed, so it's gonna get, come on, I need a yellow star. Maybe not. Oh, there it comes. There it is. A little bit of a glow of a star. There. And then we'll put some red lights on it. And maybe some blue lights on it. Oops, that's not a good blue. Bright blue. Nope, don't like that. Yellow. There we go, that's better. There. Got kind of muddy down there at the bottom. Cat got into it or something, the dog. Anyway, that can be another one. I always like that one because it does this kind of side things. It's pretty easy to do. It's a fun, easy one to do. I only have to do half a tree. And then one other one. This one, I'll turn it this way. This is kind of fun to do with, like, it's baubles. So I make like strands of, kind of like there's strands of lights, and I'm gonna have strings hanging down from them. Oopsie. And I'm gonna put some lights along the strands in different places. But on the strands, I'm going to hang some baubles. Some are going to be round, and I'll come back and decorate them. I've got my grandfather's bells. Can you see my bells? I remember these bells hanging in their house from the time I was very little. See the cool decor on them? But they're kind of fun to try to figure out if I can draw a bell. Oh, that's okay. That one didn't turn out too bad. Cool. Let's see if I can do this bell. Oof, oofta, oofta. It has a kind of a part that holds it there, and then it has this part, and then it has another part. Okay. Maybe another circle. Bobble. And a bigger bobble. And what else do I have? Ooh, this is a flat bell. One's kind of a flat bell like that. I'll make it serrated at the bottom. So then I've got hanging ornaments, hanging baubles. And this is where it's kind of harder to do with these pens, but it'll still work. I can either, like, I think what I'll do, is color them in on a lighter color. Some of them have a background lighter color. Try the bells with a, that's kind of pink. And ooh, that's a fluorescent one. Cool. What's this? What's this? What's this? Every time I think of what's this, I always think of Nightmare Before Christmas when Jack says, "What's this? What's this? What's this? As I see." And I can't sing it, but I love Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think I'll do another big one this color. And then I'll do one a bright green. Yes. And then what I can do is I can do decorations across them. I can, if I'm careful, I can do little lines, or sometimes basically all I can really do it with this heavy of a thing is like that. Not so great, but that's okay. Making them look just little things. This one I'm going to put those little stars in. Oh, maybe not. That pen. Oh, I use that pen signing photographs. No wonder. Yep, not going to work on that. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, can do that kind of stuff. And then what you can do is you can put a little line by them like they're moving. So it looks like they're moving. And add a few more lights up here. Maybe they have some lights on their strings too. Fancy ones. Oops. Do I have a place for a name? I'll have to put their name up in this spot. Sometimes I forget to put a spot for their name. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'll have to put their name right there. Oh, you got to get more wine. We have gold quit working. Oh my goodness. Welcome back, Angie. Full glass. Ah, or tags. Yes, the watercolor paper is awesome for doing that. This is a lot like watercolor paper. In fact, I almost pulled out my basket of watercolors, and thought, oh, that would be, I could do all kinds of stuff. So I wonder if we can do that on this one. Can do that green, that heart. I'll do see if I can do that heart flower over here. I better do this first. Didn't quite make it all the way out. Oh well. Okay, and then it's gonna have a, okay, so it's got a cool swirly thing to it. I'm gonna start it with this color. Let's see if I can get that ombre kind of double color effect by doing it with two different ones. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see. I don't use these things very often unless Layla's with me, and then we play and do what we want. Let's see. Oh, that works. Barely touch it, and it gives it a little bit. There we go. Well, that worked. Okay. Okay. That'll work. And then with the green, let's get to this green. We'll have it. Oh, cool. All right. Well, that's kind of that rendition of that. Put the color grass in there. So it's a little more colorful. Yeah. My heart wasn't exactly even, but you know, what the heck. Swirlies? Yeah, squirrely swirls. Yep. I think you do call them swirlies. I'm really happy that I didn't turn out like, oh yeah. You know what I want to do with you guys one night? Have you guys ever heard of suminagashi? Okay. Do you know, it's a Japanese paper art kind of thing, and it's basically it's the paint or ink and the water are of different tensions, and so the paint sits on top of the water, and then when you touch it with a pen with another color, it'll spread out and do things, and then you can marbleize it, you can do everything, and then you lay paper on it and pull it off. I did it with at a stream event one night before COVID happened at the local school to show art things as a way, and gave them the history on it. It's an ancient Japanese art. It's really kind of cool. I thought about pulling it out tonight, but I thought, stop. You can do that another night. Hang the tinsel one strand at a time. Yes. No. Janice, do you really hang the tinsel one strand at a time? Man. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I almost have eCam down, that I could figure out how to do that on Zoom or stuff like that, or bring people on, but I'm not quite sure yet. I think your father wanted perfect. Yes, strand by strand. I have some pictures. They were beautiful. Yeah. I think, my dad was so tolerant. I mean, of everything. He lost his father when he was about 5. Dad was born in 1917. I think his dad died in 1922, maybe. And it was of pneumonia, and it was results of the Spanish flu pandemic and how he'd gotten sick during that time. So, big deal. But so Dad was at 5, and at 8 years old, his grandfather came to him and said, okay, before and after school, come see me. I'm going to teach you how to run the orchard and what to do. And then when he was 12, his grandfather said, okay, these 16 acres right here are what feeds your mother and sister. They're your responsibility to get the crop picked and grown and everything. And so Dad, from the time early on, he learned, I think, how to, what things were important to deal with and which things weren't. So, but he was a super, super tender-hearted man. And he had talked to the hand down before it was ever a thing. I mean, you would come in, he might be sitting in his chair in the living room. He'd come in crying, and he'd raise up his hand and he'd go, I don't talk to crying females, or I don't talk to crying girls. And what? I'm the youngest of 4 girls. All girls in the family, then his mom, then his sister, and then his wife, surrounded by females. He was very close to his uncle. They were very good friends, all his uncles. I think he ran to them for solace. But so but it wasn't because he was just that, he was strict, but it wasn't that way. It was just that he couldn't deal with our tears. And he would just say, "What did your mother say?" And they never contradicted each other. So, but when it came to the trees and stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff, that he just wanted us happy. I'm what? Shiny poop? I missed something. Do you think I should still ignore the person that keeps doing the? Oh, just ignore it. Just ignore it. You know, just I get somebody that comes in every once in a while and post something, and they'll say, and they usually have a link or something, and I just ban that one. But just ignore that. You know, good grief, Angie, that's ridiculous. Somebody's always, you know. Oh, me illustrating children's books. I wrote a children's book. I have it over there. It's called How Long Does It Take? And I've never gotten brave enough to submit it. I might get brave enough to read it to you guys one night and tell me what you think, because I was going to have my sister illustrate it because she would get that thing. But I mean, literally, this is the extent. I'm a tree, and the trees are good because they're triangles. I tried to do Santa today for one of Lachlan's. Oh my gosh. I mean, Bob looked at it and went, okay, I take it from the hat, that's Santa. Yeah, just ignore him. Just ignore him. That's going to happen. She thinks I should. I think, no, I haven't. No, what's that? Oh, Suminagashi. Are you talking about that? Yeah. So it's a very cool art form. Very, very cool art form. We'll do it one night, and I'll show you what to do. I'll show you how you can do it. It's kind of takes a little bit of things, but it's a very cool, fun thing to do. And you can make your own marbleized paper, which is, yeah. And you can use heavy cardstock for it on some of it, but there's also a certain kind of paper you can make really lightweight stuff. And so it's a pretty, it's like hydro dipping, but better. Yeah. It's I think what I find so fascinating about it is the history of it, with it, and the ancient art of all of that, and just very cool, fun to do. I really got into some of these things. Getting back into this was Suminagashi was one of the early things I think saw in marbleized paper, even before I saw fluid art. And no tinsel on your trees. We don't put any on either. I have eCam, Angie, and I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have, because I could have a whole bunch of guests come into eCam on YouTube. I just don't know how to do it yet. So I could set up scenes where you guys could, and I'm learning how to do it. I'm just, you know how I am with barely getting the sound right. See, my music stopped playing again. Oh well. And we could do that. Leopard print tree skirt. Oh. Yeah, Dad was a saint. Dad was a saint. Yeah, it's called How Long Does It Take? And it was, I think I've told you a lot about my grandmother. My mom was very involved in junior aid or junior league, all that kind of things. And she was an active member at the time, and she had to do all this volunteer work and all kind of stuff. And Dad had the orchard, and he ran we had several, he and his uncles were in business together. So we had several hundred acres of orchard in the Yakima Valley, and a packing plant and a fruit plant and the whole thing. And so, you know, it took a lot of a lot of work. And there's times when you're a farmer, you have years and years where things are very productive, and then you have 5 years where you don't pay any taxes because you make no money at all, and you still have to pay everybody. And yeah, it was just like that. And then things turn around. But so the orchards were that thing. So Mom was oftentimes, she kept the books for all the orchards and did all that kind of stuff. But she was a stay-at-home mom and took care of all of us. But she was also doing all this volunteer work. And so she would drop me off at Grandma's, and it would be through maybe 2-3 times a week, and Grandma and I would go off to Mrs. Bungee's, or go off to Gila's, or go to the egg farm, or go to the Thrifty to get animal crackers. And if it was summertime and Ruth was coming over to watch baseball with them, and on the black and white TV, my grandpa, we would go to the grocery store to get the 7-Up and ice cream to make 7-Up floats and all this. So the book is all called How Long Does It Take? And it's like, how long does it, Grandma, how long does it take to do this? And she would answer in terms of, as long as it takes to have tea with Gila, or as long as it takes to walk the gardens in Mrs. Bungee's. And, it's just one of those kind of cool things that I remember from my book. I'll read it all to you. Who's here? Is Julie here? Hi, Julie. Oh my goodness. So the story was first, we did Jillian Jigs, and then we've been doodling, and it's been make your own tag your it. And it's been make your own tag night, because I still can't drive my stick shift with my knee, and I wasn't going to send my husband off to go get tags because I have all this paper and I was kind of going stir crazy. So we've been making gift tags. Leave a little space for names, and there's one. And you can do all different kinds of fun, different kind of things outdoors. So it's fun. That's just what we've been doing. And I'm going to do this again another night. We'll do suminagashi, and I'll try to plan that ahead of time so I can put in the description kind of the stuff that I'm going to do and the name of it. You can look it up. You can Google it and see what suminagashi is. And a lot of them have all these fancy kind of supplies and stuff, but you can do it with just about almost any, as long as you have like Dawn soap kind of, and you just have to be it's like paint pouring. You kind of have to watch your mixtures of what you're doing, how thick or how thin. But I did it that night at a stream thing, and I probably had 300 kids come through each, and I had 6 tables set up, and I had 2 stations at each table, and they were busy all the time. I had lots of volunteers. Lots of volunteers. Yeah. What's more? Yay, Julie's here. We colored pretty stuff. Coloring, I tell you, I think it's what kept me sane today. I woke up this morning, and I thought I had a great night's sleep, and I thought it was going to be a great day, and I woke up in more pain than I had been in 4 days, and I was like, what? I'm supposed to be going forward. And it was really frustrating, because just kind of kicked me on my tuchus and all that, and I just didn't want to. I was just frustrated. So when I knew Bob had said, we needed to get stuff wrapped, and so he was bringing things up, and he was telling me to close my eyes so that I couldn't see him walk by me with things that he was going to wrap and stuff, and all this, and the man has done everything. Well, he does everything all the time anyway. I'm a truly spoiled woman, but I thought, I just can't just sit here. So I tottered myself out, came down here, grabbed my acrylic pens and paper, cut them all up, and went upstairs and said, I'm making tags. So made tags for them, and it's just been fun. You like the hearts flower? I do too. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a fun thing to do. We'll have to, Jan has such amazing things in her books. All of them. I was looking for her other book, Wild Christmas Reindeer, but I don't think I have Wild Christmas Reindeer here. I think that's at the grandkids' house. But then with Jillian, jigs all the colors, and you see the patterns and stuff. And these, like, there's Tigger in the background, and this little. See, these could have been my two girls. Okay. So Annalena is much more like Jillian. I mean, she's much more like calmer than Jillian. Bryn, the younger one, is the Jillian. But this is what my two girls look like. Annalena has this beautiful auburn rich, darker color hair, chocolate eyes. And Bryn has hair that when she was born, the doctor said, oh my God, this baby has pink hair. And it was pink, translucent white hair, and she still has that. And her kids all have it, except Rory, the youngest one, has the little bit of red like her grandma Goo does. But yeah, that was my girls. And that was our house. Boxes and building and tape and stuff. And yeah. Boxes. Aren't boxes just the best? I think I could probably make Rook really happy if I just gave her big boxes for Christmas. Yeah. She wants boxes and a baby doll. All right. Wow. Okay. So I've got mine done. You saw my grandfather's bells that I used. You can see them. And that is about all when it comes to that. So I got some done. I can do some more. You guys can keep coloring, but there's other ideas. Like I said, as far as I go, I'm at baubles and Christmas trees and presents. Much past that, I'm not so. I have some funny little weird animals and stuff, caricatures that I would draw for kids at school and things like that they always laughed about. Yes, the box. Oh, Janice, I'm glad you giggled through the whole book. Jillian, and there's a series of Jillian Jig books. She's hilarious. And I just think Phoebe Gilman did such a good job with that book, and it just stands the test of time. Completely stands the test of time. And kids are just going to be that way forever. We had, growing up, my dad, we had apple bins, so they're the big wooden apple bins, and so Dad would always, during harvest time, would always bring a couple of them up, or when they were beforehand, and tip them over and set them up, so we would have these big fort houses and stuff that we would make out in the first row after the pears were picked, because pears were picked in August and the apples didn't get start picking until October. So right outside the back patio was part of the pear orchard, was the first few rows were pears, so Dad would tip a couple of bins over and make them and do this stuff, and we would have a full out house with things tipped and could do this and stuff. And then of course I made mud pies, real mud pies with worms and twigs and stuff, and would take them into the house and put them in the oven. Turn the oven on. Oh my God, my mother. Gretchen, Shirley, get in here right now and get this mud pie out of my oven. Don't burn yourself, but get it out of the house now. Mom wasn't impressed. Probably why I don't cook too much these days, because she never appreciated my mud pies. Oh my gosh, ladies. It has been a delight. Thank you for putting up with my latent artistic talent and my wannabe type of things I like to do. They're just kind of doodles, and they don't always come to fruition, but for some reason doing gift tags like this feels less intimidating and just one of those kind of fun things to do. It makes it so much easier, and it's just, I think I'm not the best at making bows, and the packages look good, but having a little tag like this on it, it's just kind of fun. And then, oh, one last thing I have to show you guys. You have to do. So when you're doing it, it's going to play music. So if you're going to put their name on, you can do so many things. If you're a child of the 60s and 70s, you know bubble letters. Like Layla loves it. When I used to do this for my students, they would ask me to do their name in bubble letters. And I did their name tags, their checkout cards for the library in bubble letters all the time. So that's one. Or another thing you can do is if you can always do little embellishments on the letters, stars in different colors and letters, or you can do little faces. Let's see. Oftentimes this has a smile on it. Let's see, Bryn. Anybody whose name starts with a B is really fun to do because you can do a bunny really easy on their name. Give them bunny paws, give them a bunny there, and little bunny feet right there. Anybody whose name starts with a B, just play with it and see what kind of embellishments you can do, but yeah, like rook. What do I usually do on rooks? See, just have some fun with their names. Embellish their names. The kids will just go nuts. And it's just kind of fun. Yep, that's it. What is... Oh, I'm glad you had a fun night. Blanket forts. Blanket forts are the best. Thanks, Gloria. Yeah, my grandkids make blanket forts around here. Oh my gosh. Yep. You know what? It doesn't matter if your penmanship is that nice. So I taught first grade and third grade. So my mom had perfect penmanship and that Palmer method. So I used to have her write my students' handwriting, the third graders, their name tags for me. And then when I taught first grade, I had to teach handwriting. So I do have that perfect, can write it up. But my mom is the one who taught me handwriting, and I've been working with Layla to get hers. My mother's name was Lucetta. And mine as Gretchen. But then I like to do on mine, I always like to put a funny face. Yeah, it's fun to be able to, it's too bad that the teachers would love to still teach handwriting, and I know everybody complains that they don't teach handwriting or penmanship like this anymore. It's just that the time, they've packed so many other things in that's been pushed kind of by the wayside. And unfortunately, I know so many young adults now that don't know how to read cursive. And so Layla and I work at it a lot, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of like our secret language, which, another good book, The Secret Language. How many of you read that? Oh my gosh. Love that book. All right, ladies, I could go on and on. I could go on and on and on, and I'm not going to go on and on. I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to wish you happy blessings and have a wonderful evening. Thank you for letting me doodle tonight and being here with me. It was fun. It was really fun. Thanks, Janice. I really, right back at you guys. I love hanging with you guys. So you know the thing. Go look in the mirror to find the beauty hidden in plain sight. And I love y'all. I'll see you soon.